All right, guys, Coach Reese here. This is July 13th workout. It's Monday. We got a warm up for you guys today. It's going to start you off with a 400-meter run. If we're not going to run, we'll go ahead and get the rower out. You'll do 500 meters. As soon as we get done with that, we'll go straight into one set of alternating groiners, glute bridges, and then alternating heel and knee grabs. Once we get done with that, we'll go ahead and we'll grab a set of dumbbells, guys. We're going to do 2 to 3 sets for quality. We got 7 strict press with a pause at the top. We got 7 body weight good mornings, and then 7 bent over rows right back with the dumbbells, right? And that should get us nice and warmed up for the workout. The workout's an 18-minute AMRAP. Okay, we're gonna start you guys off doing 7 ring muscle ups. If we're not gonna do ring muscle ups, we have different options for you guys. We can do 10 burpee pull-ups or ring rows. And then we're gonna go ahead and do 10 dumbbell deadlifts at whatever weight you feel comfortable doing, guys. And then we're gonna go ahead and do 35 sit-ups, and then we will repeat that entire process for the entire 18 minutes. But once we get done with that, we're gonna go ahead and do a finisher for you guys. So it's for quality. So you're gonna have a 6-minute running clock. So for every minute and a half, you're gonna be holding a certain position, right? Starting with the tuck hold, you're gonna go into a plank hold, the hollow hold, and then back to the plank hold. I don't expect every single person to hold these positions for the entire minute and 30. If you do, that's awesome. But if you have to take a break and then reposition yourself, that's completely fine, guys, okay? But once that minute and a half is up, you will switch to the different movement for the next minute and a half, right? Until the whole 6 minutes is up. So let's go ahead, let's go over some of the movements. I'll even kind of demonstrate if I can, or go over some of the movements if we're at home and we don't necessarily have some of the stuff that we have. Let's go ahead, let's get into it, and then I'll explain some of the stuff that we can do at home as well, okay? Alright, guys, trying to get everything in here at the same visual here. We got the ring rows and pull-ups, the dumbbells here, guys. So remember, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start you guys off with a 400-meter run, right? Or a 500-meter row. Then we're going to come inside. We're going to do 10 alternating groiners. So plank position, take the foot, try to get as close to your hand as possible, guys. Emphasizing on driving that knee out and pushing that hip down to the mat. Just kind of pause, let the hips open up for you, and then you're going to switch to the other side. And then once we get 5 on each side, guys, we'll go ahead and do the glute bridges, right? So we're gonna lay down on our back, hands out here to the side, guys, and using my heels, I'm gonna drive my hips up and push my knees out, making sure I get good activation with those hips and glutes, okay? Come back down, drive up, okay? Once we get done with those, we'll come up. We're gonna go ahead and do knee grab, heel grab, pull it all the way up, guys. Okay, make sure that you are standing nice and tall, guys. I don't want to lean forward, nor do I want to lean back. But stay nice and tall. Emphasize I'm trying to really grab onto here. If you need to kind of lean onto something because we don't have that balance, that's completely fine. And you're going to alternate the other side. We should feel that in our glutes and hips. So once we get into one set of those, we'll grab our dumbbells, right? We're going to go ahead and kind of pick them up here. We're going to set the dumbbell here on our shoulders, starting off with the strict press, right? So I got my feet shoulder width apart. I'm squeezing my butt, I'm squeezing my core. I'm going to go ahead and push my arms all the way up, reach for that ceiling. Think about biceps and ears, guys, and then control that descent coming down, and then making sure we have a nice good pause at the top of each one of those movements, guys. And then we're going to go ahead and do some body weight good morning. Hand position really doesn't matter, guys. I like to place them on my hips. What I'm going to do is just kind of have a slight bend in my knees and set my hips back, keeping my chest and core nice and tight, making sure I'm feeling that good pull in those hamstrings, guys. The moment I feel that pull, guys, we're going to go ahead and drive the hips back forward, squeezing those glutes at the top. When we're done with those, pick the dumbbells back up, right? We're going to do essentially the same thing. We'll go back in that good morning position, all right? And then I'm going to go ahead and relax my arms. I'm going to kind of take my shoulders and my scapula here. I'm going to squeeze or retract them back, and I'm going to pull these dumbbells about my armpits. All right, control, squeeze, just like so, okay? Remember, we got 2 to 3 sets for quality, right? We got 7 reps for each of those movements. Now, the workout, right? We can do, for more experienced athletes, we'll do a ring muscle up, and you're gonna negate the whole burpee. But if we're not doing ring muscle ups, we're gonna go ahead, we're going to do the burpee pull up or the ring row, right? So the ring row, we'll hit the burpee, right? I'm gonna go ahead, drop down, hips and chest hit the ground, pop right back up, guys. I'm gonna grab onto these rings here, and I'm gonna set myself into a position that I can go ahead and pull myself up to, right? Now, I'm in a nice good length position. I'm not sagging my hips. I'm trying to keep them relatively up as high as I can for here, or even for that matter. And then making sure I'm picking the difficulty that I'm able to pull myself up into, whether it is more vertical or more horizontal, okay? Ideally, more horizontal it is, the harder it's gonna be. More vertical, the easier it will be. If we're going to do the pull-up, guys, same thing, right? Do the burpee, right? Build it up, go ahead and jump. We can go ahead and kip, right? And then right back down, right? Back into that burpee, going back into the pull-up. You can kip if you need to, or we can go ahead, you can do it straight if you have the strength to go ahead and do that, right? And then we're gonna go ahead and do the dumbbell deadlift, right? So we can keep them right here in the middle, or we can do it on the outside. I'm about to demonstrate both. So if we do it here in the middle, dumbbell's just right underneath us. I'm gonna set my hips back, grab, just kind of touch the ends of the dumbbell here to the mat. All I'm gonna do is keep everything nice and tight and just kind of drive up with my legs, squeeze my butt at the top, and then as soon as we touch, we come right back up. Or if we need to be here out to the side, maybe this is more comfortable for you guys, same thing, right? Set the hips back, touch, and go, all right? So you can opt for that as well. Either one is fine, guys. And then we gotta go ahead, you got sit-ups, right? So we can position our legs like so, we can have it like this, we can have them butterfly, guys, it's up to you. Either way is fine. But I'm gonna go ahead and make sure my shoulders touch all the way down. And I'm gonna use my arms, pumping them forward, making sure that my shoulders go further than my hips, okay? We go back down, go back into it, okay? So remember, it's an 18-minute AMRAP, guys. You're gonna go through that as many times as you can. And then we have the finisher for you guys for quality, starting with the tuck hold, right? So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and get into that, what we like to call like a V motion here. I'm gonna bring my knees up. I'm gonna go ahead and take my arms, I'm gonna reach all the way up forward. I'm kind of positioning my weight and my balance about on the end of my pelvis here, guys. And we're gonna just hold this position the entire time, making sure that my core is engaged, guys, as well as my hip flexors, okay? That's for me tucking in from the legs, okay? So we'll hold that for as long as we can for the whole minute and a half. Again, if you have to take a break, guys, and then reposition back into that position. And then we have the plank holds, guys. So we can do straight arm planks, right? We can even go a little further. We can also go down to the forearms, right? Making sure, again, core is nice and tight. I'm nice and straight. I'm not sinking my hips down by any means, or I'm not going exaggeratingly sticking my hips up, right? So nice and straight for me, guys. And if you need to, we can modify it even further, dropping the knees, okay? So either way is fine. Then we got the hollow hold, right? So we go back into that almost V formation. What I'm gonna do is kind of think of 6 inches, point the toes, arms out, and I'm actively trying to press my back into this mat here, okay? I wanna make sure there's no space and that I'm not having any kind of arch, so to speak, in that low back area, right? So arms out, head through, toes up, point them all the way right there in front of you, and then we'll hold that position for the entire minute and a half, or again, as long as we can. Again, rest if we need to, and then reposition back into that same position until that minute and a half is up. All right? So that is it. Now, if we don't have any of the equipment for like pull-ups and ring rows, okay? So that's probably one of those limiting factors there. what I'm going to ask or tell you guys to do is maybe kind of do a dumbbell burpee, right? Now, I would do singles or single dumbbells, and then isolating a bent over row right afterwards. And you'll understand why here in a second. So what I'll do is I'll kind of do a burpee here, guys. Stand it up, okay? And I'm going to start kind of isolating here. Maybe do one on the side, and I'll switch to the other side, okay? Reason being is so whenever you go to the dumbbell deadlifts, it doesn't seem so repetitive. So when you get to the dumbbell deadlift or whatever object we have at the time, then we can go and actually use both of them if we need to, okay? So you got some options, guys. Just use whatever you have available for you. So if we don't have dumbbells, we can always use some kind of weighted backpack if you need to. Backpacks are really great. You can still use it to where you can hold on to it with both hands. You can still do the bent over row. Okay, so you have that as well. So if you don't have any rings, you don't have any pull-up bars, guys, utilize the bent over row with whatever object we have at the time, and then just kind of take it from there. Okay, so go ahead, guys. It's a good workout. I expect you to hustle through it. We'll see you then, okay?